Always be sure to follow the manufacturer's instructions for your specific fan model. The first step is to install the bracket to your fan-rated junction box. Check out the description below for a link on this install if you need it. We're going to place a lock washer on the screw first, followed by a flat washer, just since the fan will be vibrating a lot. Installing the ceiling bracket, you'll have two options for screws. The first option is going to be the more popular one, and those are going to be using those machine screws that come with your junction box. That'll be a perfect fit and a nice standard and simple way to do that installation. The other method is to use the longer wood screws and washers that come with your kit, and that would just be in case you want max holding power and for whatever reason that junction box is not feeling rock solid. The next step is installing the downrod, and to do this, be sure that you put all the wires to one side of the horizontal bar as shown here when assembling. This particular fan is going in a bedroom, so we don't need the downrod extensions, but if you're installing this fan in something like a living area with a high-pitched ceiling, just screw in as many of those downrod extensions as you need to adjust the length. Be sure to tighten this nice and snugly. It is critical that the downrod does not come loose. So don't just hand tighten this, but use linesman pliers or similar to ensure secure fastening. The next step is to slide this canopy over the wires and that downrod there. And these are the two screws we're going to use through these holes on the side here to affix it to the ceiling. The wires here are way too long for our particular needs, so we are going to strip and cut those as well. Any extra wires can simply be stuffed up in the box, so don't cut them too short. Keep in mind that most Hunter fans are going to be anywhere from 18 gauge to 20 gauge, something to keep in mind when you go for those wire strippers. Since we've got a stranded wire here, be sure you are on the stranded side, not the solid side of your wire strippers. And really for an 18 gauge wire, you can either use the 18 or the 20 gauge slot. Best pro tip I can give you, always test on a scrap piece first. Next, place the downrod ball into the slot on the ceiling bracket, and if you're having trouble, take it at an angle. Okay, so the next step is to loosely stuff that receiver into the bracket wherever you can, and then connect the wires according to the manufacturer's instructions. As you can see here, we've got 3 green and yellow wires together, and then we're going to connect that to a ground. Now you can go ahead and connect the blue wire from the receiver to the blue wire from the fan. Of course, don't forget to secure the end of your wires with a wire nut, or as they're calling them nowadays, wire caps. So next we've got those 2 white neutral wires coming together, and a pro tip is always try to attach the stranded wires together first before connecting to the solid. If you put a little bend in your solid wire, that stranded wire will connect to the solid a lot better. Okay, so it's getting a little busy up here, but we're going to take this yellow wire from the receiver, which is your blue box here, and connect it to the black wire from the fan, which is right here, not to be confused with the black wire coming out of the blue receiver. So again, yellow wire from the receiver to the black wire going to the fan. Pro tip for wiring, always connect wires you are certain of first. That leaves less variability for the future. The last step for this part of the process is to lift the canopy into place and secure with the 2 canopy screws found in your hardware bag. Next come the 5 blade arms. These are where you will attach the long fan blades in the next step. Ensure that the 3 posts are facing up, and when you attach the arms to the motor, lightly attach the 2 screws on each side first to ensure a balance, and then firmly tighten. Fan blade installation is a breeze, literally snap on, rinse and repeat 5 times around. Double check that all those screws are nice and tight all the way around. We're about to assemble the light kit. First, remove one of the pre-installed assembly screws to be used later. On the light kit, you'll see 2 keyhole slots with partially installed screws and 1 slot with no screw. Insert the screw you saved into the slot with no screw and tighten down all 3. If you're having trouble getting the keyhole slots to line up initially, simply give the assembly a bit of a twist. All right, we have affixed our 3 screws on our light kit assembly. And the next step is to connect these 9-pin connectors. Gently push up all the wiring and other components into the switch housing, and then install the switch housing plate using the 2 screws in the kit. And we figured you guys didn't need a demo on how to screw in those light bulbs. To attach the globe, give it about a 1/3 clockwise turn until it stops in place. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe for more weekly home content coming your way.